Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Steph from the High Moving Podcast. So, interesting trend on TikTok is we're done with 90s basketball, right? I mean, this is an all-out assault on basketball in the 90s, right? And mainly coming from the Gen Zers and everything, man. Go on TikTok, and I mean, these clips of just all these young guys talking and going back, watching the games, breaking down the plays, talking about the defense, talking about just everything about basketball from the 90s is just, it's funny, man. I mean, look, listen, I was born in the early 90s, right? So I'm not gonna sit here and say I was able to watch Jordan. Like, by the time I started watching basketball, I was really coming into the Kobe, Iverson, Tim Duncan era, right? Shaq, like, you know what I'm saying? Those were kind of guys that, I watched a lot, and a few other players I missed probably, right? But, and as you watch further along, and you see other players, like a LeBron, Kobe, and all these guys do well, Steph Curry, it's like, well, they had better defense, right? Nobody can touch Michael Jordan. And these dudes, they are pushing back. They are pushing back. They are, I'm not going to say rewrite history. They're revisiting history with a critical eye. Is some of the criticism fair? Sure. A lot of these dudes, they point out some good stuff, but just some of the defenses that were played, this one guy, he talks about, this one guy here, he talks about the Pacers, the Bulls versus the Pacers in this series, and just the lack of defense. And, Jordan, you look at his stat line, like LeBron gets that on the regular, right? Crazy, man. Yo, we always have a new trend. And look, 40, 50 years from now, we'll be doing the same thing about this version of basketball. But the way I view it is, yes, I respect the 90s basketball, right? And I think just because Jordan was considered the king of the 90s, he's almost, his resume is almost, you God forbid you dare criticize Jordan or anything like that. But I mean, where's the objectivity? Jordan can still be the GOAT, but we can also acknowledge that 90s basketball and this so-called defense really wasn't as good of a defense as it was. And today the offense is just really more potent. It's not that they don't have not the lack of defense. It's just that the offense is just accelerated at a high clip. Yeah, there could be some rules here and there, but I mean, when you say that, it's just kind of, when you say it's like the rules and stuff like that, that's kind of a cop out and taking away from the players that are really more advanced, right? I mean, every play, I don't care how crap a team is. I mean, you have a player on the team that can get you 30, 40, maybe drop 50 on a given night. Every team has a player that could potentially do that, so every team has scores across the board a lot of times, man. So I find it funny, man. Very, very funny trend, man. Let me know what y'all think about all this with just 90s basketball under siege, with just all these guys on TikTok, Reddit, really flaming up the 90s, really going in with a critical eye, man. Very interesting. Thanks for watching. Crazy, man. Please like, subscribe. I'm out.